Good morning, everyone. Hello to all of our live streamers. We are coming to you from Irvine, California. Wherever you are in this world, we welcome you in this room with us. And welcome to everybody joining us live. Can everybody here in this room say hello to all of our live streamers?
Hello.
No such thing as time or space. So we're starting this journey of this weekend together, day one of our SoulSearch Expo. As you all know, we have our expos are always 2 days. For all of you attending live, your admission is good for both days. And so we hope you come back tomorrow and more speakers and another layer of appreciation and understanding with our vendors inside. And I'm going to introduce to you now our very first speaker. You all set? Amazing. Shahin Jedian. Am I pronouncing your last name? Okay, good. I thought so. Shahin Jedian, a dear friend and exceptional luminary in Soul Search. Shaheen is an internationally renowned Olympic medalist coach, intuitive hypnotherapist, spiritual teacher, author, producer, credited with crafting over 50 transformational and self-help books, such as 7-Figure Speaking and Soul Code Discovery, as well as home study programs and spiritual and self-development MP3s. As the physical and spiritual descendant of the Temple of Solomon, Shaheen possesses a unique gift that allows him to delve in the depths of ancient wisdom for the modern seeker. With his profound insights, he can help us explore our soul code name, mission, and career brand, unveiling the profound significance hidden within your being. Today, in this powerful opening transmission, Shaheen will set the energetic tone for our Soul Search Expo weekend by revealing a deeper truth, that every person present in this room and live streaming was guided by unseen forces, soul agreements, and divine timing. So without further ado, let's welcome Shaheen.
That's leading you to all these different spaces, like, for example, just being here this moment, right? If we really think about it, what brought you here? What lets you sit here at this moment, sitting right here in front of me, just having this interaction, right? What is that driving force? What brings you here? Everyone has like a driving force inside them. That purpose, that higher self, that whatever that thing is that aligns you is what really moves you to do whatever it is that you do. Now, I have a saying that the more you're tuned into your purpose, right, the higher the chunk, the more you're conscious of it, the easier it is to deliver on your everyday practical elements of where you're going to be and how you're going to do things. Who here feels somewhat clear on their purpose, on why they're here? Okay. Who here feels like I need more clarity? Like I want to get more clarity, right? Who here feels like sometimes I tap in, but then I get washed out with everyday stuff, you know, it happens to all of us, right? So there's a couple of ways to discover your purpose, find out more about the element of who you are. Now, in my case, I've written 96 books on the topic of purpose discovery. I've written 54 books on the birth archetype of who you are. So for example, I mean, how you function, not who you are exactly, how you function within, that portal of the channeling of the energy. What I would like to do is take a moment right now and just kind of like seek out from you. I want you to verbalize and seek out. This week's energy, by the way, is about verbalizing what you want, right? So I want to just seek that out from you. So let's take a moment. I'll start off with those sitting in the back over there. If you could say your name and say a quick sentence of like something you're seeking in, by being here. Let's start with you, all the way back to the left. Yeah. Just say your name and something you're seeking.
I'm Jag here.
Oh? Jag what?
Like purpose, like why am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Okay.
I feel like I'm just going through the motions.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you for expressing that. It's very nice, by the way, when you feel like you can just say it and be a little vulnerable, because that already, just by saying it, I don't know, something magical happens. Your crown chakra or the Catherian, it opens up when we release the ego of I have to know it all, right? Then you immediately start receiving, right? So I don't know leads to receiving, right? Something strange about this, right? It's like the beginning of knowledge is realizing that you don't know. Right, and then boom, something happens. Right, the crown chakra opens up. It's like saying, "Oh, this person has a vessel. This person is willing to expand their vessel to receive the light. So, okay, let's deliver more light. The universe says, let's deliver more of the light of your purpose to them." Right. Now, go ahead and tag someone in the crowd. Pick anyone. Sure. Okay. Please say your
My
name.
name is Veronica.
What month are you born, Ron?
November.
November. Okay. So you Sagittarius or Scorpio?
Scorpio.
Okay. Okay. Keep going.
And the first thing that comes in my mind is peace, clarity, and of course purpose.
Peace, clarity, and purpose. Okay. And how do you know when you're on purpose? How do you know when you're walking into your purpose? Have you ever experienced the feeling?
Yeah, when I help someone, when I do something good, like a good deed, and I feel good about it without expecting anything in return.
Okay, so there's that charge you feel like
Yes.
something's transitioning. Okay. Let's go ahead and select somebody else. Would you like to? Yeah, you're activated. Jing.
My name's Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Last name too? Or,
Just Richard's fine.
I'm here primarily for spiritual growth. I know that's very generic. Just a little my history. I've been doing Kundalini yoga for many years. That's like my primary spiritual path, I guess. And I feel the energy within me expanding. It's into my,
Yes, go ahead. No, I was just telling her she could sit in the front of us. Yeah.
and I feel it in my head. And I'd like to get it to expand some more. I feel like when I was growing up, I didn't allow myself to cry. And so I feel like I have like a obstruction in my throat, like when you try to keep it down. So I feel
Yeah. Thank
like
you for sharing.
I need, and like when I cry, I actually feel, okay, further expansion in the energy. That's one of the reasons I go to a lot of movies.
No.
That seems to be the
So
only
you go,
place.
so it opens you up like an emotion.
Yeah, like if I get an emotional reaction from a movie, that seems to be like the only place I get emotional reactions.
Wow.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and so if I'm able to cry, that's.
Well, you've come to the right place this week because there's a lot of tools that can help us feel, right? We become more alive when we feel, right? So that's the most powerful thing. That's great. Thank you for being vulnerable and expressing yourself, right? Let's give him a hand for this. Really appreciate you. It's we all have these different neural connections we're working on creating in our body and reactivating on a daily basis. I remember about 20 years ago, I was blocked in the heart, like literally. And I remember I used to go to seminars, and I remember I would tell one of my friends, I would tell her, listen, I'm here. I'm going to eventually get blocked. Please help me remember and unblock again. Like I would go back to the default of being blocked, right? And then everything felt like I'm just processing here, but nothing else here. So that's a very powerful thing that you've actually discovered, that I'm going to keep continuing to rewire and let it run through and through, right? Mm-hmm. The cool thing is when you do it enough times, the opening begins to circulate and become more permanent. You'll start to feel on a regular basis the vibrations that you want to feel, the aliveness that you want to feel, the connection. In your case, you were saying you're sharing, that brings you to life. One of the things I want to share with you guys is there's a couple of ways to discover more of your purpose. One of them is discovering what's the thing that's really hard for you to do, right? The thing that's like you have resistance to, but it produces light, right? You guys have that? Raise your hand if you ever feel that, right? This thing intuitively you got to do, but then your body consciousness, maybe that part of us that seeks comfort zone, doesn't allow us to go towards it. Whenever you break through and go towards it, whenever you get out of your comfort zone, you break that, the light is waiting for you right there, right? It's like, because the soul and the body are of opposite nature. Let's just talk about it like that, okay? So as being one of the teachers of the Zohar, this is one of the fundamentals that we talk about, is that the soul and the body are opposite nature. The soul is all-inclusive, beyond time, space, motion. It doesn't have any limitations. It doesn't have to make decisions even, It's just illuminating purpose and love and unconditional elements. It's a piece of God, literally, so to speak. So it's in perfection all the time. It can never be damaged, so to speak, right? It's always re-perfecting, flawless universe. The body of consciousness, on the other hand, is constantly in need. Give me, give me, give me. I need this, I need that. Consumerism. I need a little bit more of this. I need to drive over here. What if so-and-so think about me? So it's just a ball of needs consistently. So having a connection between the soul and the body by itself creates friction. You guys understand? Because they're opposite nature. The soul is of the nature of the Godhead, so to speak, and the body is of a nature of duality, right? It's constantly going through death, decay, duality, all of those elements. So how are we supposed to actually manage our lives with this vast soul beyond time, space, and motion within such a limited body? Anyone have any thoughts about this that you want to share? Anything would you like to just spill out what comes to you, right?
We speak to our soul.
Speak to our soul, okay. Any thoughts? Just putting you on the spot there.
Meditate.
Meditate, okay. Just yell out anything that comes to you, please. Right. When you're dancing? Okay, great. That's beautiful, right? Like there's a merging occurring, right? It's like the spirit becoming alive in the body, right? How else can we do this, right? That's the question, right? And one of the major ways to do it is, like I said, going beyond your comfort zone, right? Whenever you feel like this is it, but something's blocking me, going beyond the comfort zone, because the gravitation of the pull of Earth, where we live, our bodies is more connected to Earth than our soul, right? So what happens is the pull, when you wake up in the morning, there's always a thought like, maybe you shouldn't just do anything, right? Like doing nothing and going towards negativity is so much stronger, the voice, than actually producing light, because that takes effort getting out of your comfort zone. But all the fulfillment that you want resides right outside your comfort zone. So that's so tricky, because if I break through, I have the light. But if I remain in my comfort zone, which seems to be so nice, then I'm just kind of drowning back into this. Now, I'm not talking about resting. Everyone needs some rest, right? The weekend, you need some rest. I'm talking about the overall, element of where you're heading, right? You get some rest for the purpose of having your breakthrough. Everything changes, the intention, okay? So this week's energy is all about, it's called Amor. It means it's all about you speaking your mind and creating the reconnection, verbalizing the essence of who you are, which you did really beautifully. So thank you there. So we're going to ask you to also select somebody else to share a little bit. Please go ahead and find someone.
Sorry, I just walked in.
Yeah. Go ahead. You just walked in. That's why we want to do this to you. We're basically getting you out of your comfort zone. That's what we're doing. So go ahead and share a little bit about what you think will bring more purpose to your life. What is it that you must do, but you might be delayed? Putting you on the spot. By verbalizing, you're going to actually step into it. I'm like helping people get right into this thing.
I think it's, in the journey of spiritual awakening, right? By further connecting with your soul, right? Which is much older than our vessel.
Yes.
Right. And further understanding that through meditation, and just always remaining grounded on the basis of that element of growth, I guess, is how how I take it.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's a great share. Will you pick somebody else? Just put someone on the spot, make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, how about my neighbor here?
Neighbor?
Oh, well, purpose.
Yeah.
It can be a long journey, but for some people, they find it early in life, and they just feel they want to be a doctor or something else.
Mhm.
And it can take a long time, 60 years.
60 years. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Select somebody else sitting here in the crowd.
Okay.
There. Say your name. Yeah.
I'm David.
David. Okay.
I've been staying away from people who have negative, energy
Got it.
and always think positive.
Energy suckers. Yes.
Sometimes you have
Vampires.
a rough day, say tomorrow will be a new day. Challenges in life.
Okay.
That proved to me.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Super. Thank you for everyone for sharing. If anybody else wants to share, please do so. I won't make you that uncomfortable. If you want to, just do. Anybody want to say something? Share something? Feel free. Interrupt me at any time also if you feel like you want to do it. If you're like, no, I need to say this, just say it. So, so part of what I'll be offering today, and so there's so many beautiful healers here today, but I just want to say part of what I'll be offering today is in a minute, I'm going to do a short guided meditation, an angelic guided meditation, so we can welcome ourselves to the day and move forward with these beautiful tools. I also want to invite you, feel free to visit me, come chat with me. I'll be right there at the booth. And I have the 54 archetypes that you can discover yourself. So I have a little QR code where you type in your birthday and the week, where you're born, your time zone and elements of that sort. And then it helps you see the archetype, the weak archetype of your functioning self, your most powerful element. And what I've done is I've written a book for each week. So I have 54 books for the 54 weeks of the year, which are your birth archetype. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and share that with you and show it to you. And if you feel inclined with it, not only you can get that beautiful free message and take it home, but you can decide to get the book and have this wonderful guidance that will align you and be with you as a life manual so that it can lead you and guide you. It also comes with audio meditation. So feel free to come see me there at the booth. And I'll go ahead and offer you that beginning gift and then the further element of what you may want. Okay, so that's my offer to you. Now let's begin with, we'll go ahead and just kind of slightly, before you actually close your eyes, this is a powerful little mini book. It's called the Book of Raziel. Okay, and this is all written in Hebrew and Aramaic, not Arabic, Aramaic, which is the language of the ancients. Okay, for example, Jesus spoke Aramaic, right? Now, the language that's written here, this teaching was originally given to Adam and Eve from the angel called Raziel. Okay.
How do you spell Raziel?
Raziel, Raziel. Raz means secret, El means mighty God, right? Now, what happened was after Adam and Eve left the flawless universe, meaning they said, we want to experiment. We don't want to be just given heaven on earth. We want to see how we can struggle with it and make a fight about it, earn it ourselves. They exited the tree of life reality, the flawless universe, and entered in the world of knowledge, good and evil, which means now you can get trapped in your brain consciousness, anxiety, constant thinking, constant decisions, repeated elements that are just boring, that gets you off of you being in your heart center. But they invited that challenge, however that was with the serpent and the whole element, which we're not going to go into because all of you have heard different versions of it. But the Zohar really looks deep into this, and the Zohar teaches that after Adam and Eve exited this Garden of Eden reality, Adam started to feel down and depressed and had like a deep meditation and a prayer, and the angel Raziel appeared and gave him these teachings. Okay, and these teachings is the foundation of what I've placed in the archetypes that teaches all human beings how to reconnect to their purpose based on their birthday, and which angels are your connection, how you're, the 100 action steps that are meant for your purpose, and all of those elements. So I would love to share more of this with you once I see you. I'll sit with you one-on-one over there and I'll connect with you, okay? But for now, what I want to do is I want to do this meditation with you. We're going to go ahead and use the angelic connections. So go ahead and just close your eyes. And welcome. Feel free to sit anywhere you like. Welcome. Go ahead and close your eyes. And feel, sense, visualize that there are angels all around you. Feel, sense, visualize Michael, Raphael, angel of healing, Nuriel, Raziel, giving you secrets to life, and the many angels that may be by your side and have been by your side since the beginning of time and since the beginning of you being born here in the womb even. And go ahead and notice which angel around you you feel the most inclined towards. And if you don't know, just pick one. And ask that angel to whisper a deeper element of truth for you today, as that angel prepares you for your next level, for all the right people to meet today, and all the right teachers, guides, masters, connections, your own inner elements. Request this angelic realm to bring that to you. Make it very clear what you want. Your wish is my command, is what the universe is saying. Abracadabra, abracadabra. I will create as I speak. Tuning into Amor this week, the energy of speech, saying what you want, opening your throat chakra. And see yourself in this wonderful space surrounded by these angels, feeling the safety and protection. See the light all around you, getting closer and closer to you. Notice that this light has been there all throughout time, and that today you're only making more access to this light. Try moving this light closer and see what happens. This wonderful auric field all around you. Bring it closer and see what happens. Make it bigger, expand it. If it's like still pictures, you could make it like a movie or the light that you wish it to be. You could make it brighter. You can even hear the sounds it may be saying to you if you wish. You can make a collage of all the positive things it's whispering to you. Good. And as you make each of these changes and shifts and connections, that increases the certainty of your connection to your higher self and your light. Go ahead and capture some of that connection in your database. Add more experiences to this database. For example, recall a time when you felt incredibly elevated. Recall a time when you felt wonderful connection with certain friends or relatives. Recall a time when laughter was just so deeply a part of you. And as you recall those moments and you get to the peak of that moment, that wonderful state, go ahead and take your right hand and place it on your heart as a way of anchoring that moment so that whenever you wish you could recall it again by tapping or holding that hand. This will be your anchor. And whenever the feeling subsides, you could release your hand so that you could keep that icon pressure point at a intensity level when you need it. Good. Good. And in that space, begin to access your soul code, your archetype, your readiness to discover your archetype, your readiness to seek the connection that you wish, to discover the archetype of who you are. Commit to yourself that as you discover more to yourself, this archetype, as you use the tools available here, as you hear this voice, commit to yourself that you will go further all the way for this discovery. Go further to find your core self. Take actions on them. See yourself now. In a week from now, you've taken action today. You've done something, connected with the right tool, read about it, meditated. A week or two has passed. And you're committed that this will not just be another element that you will just get a spiritual high and then back to work. Rather, you will translate this into your everyday life. You will take the tools that allow you to translate this into your everyday life. Something that can anchor this so that you can practically bring it into the manifestation, whether it has to do with your soul's purpose, money, relationships, soulmate, twin flame, business partners, your work, your 9 to 5, your children. And now recall a child, someone that you love, a child that you love. It could be a niece, nephew, friend, someone you remember, even if you don't recall one, even someone on television. But that smile, that wonderful connection. And allow that to remind you of your own inner child. And notice what age your inner child's needs more connection. Maybe starting with age 5, 6, 7. Notice what age it needs a little bit more smile, a hug, a connection, a pat and back. And go ahead and meet that inner child of yours and give your inner child what it needs. It could be simply holding your inner child with a beautiful, deep hug and letting your inner child release any anxiety of feeling lost. You're the one that can give it. Reparent yourself. Begin to build the reparenting sequence. Become the parent you've always wanted. You are now the parent. You are now in control. You're no longer a victim to the outside elements of parenting. You are now the self-parenting element. Nod your head if that feels good when you're in charge of having that full ability. You now can give yourself whatever nourishment is necessary because inside you is a vast universe of all of these reservoirs of powers and energies. Notice what else your child needs, your inner being, and go ahead and add those flavors. And as a collective energy, I want everyone to now imagine the person sitting next to you or behind you. And you can shift your hand if you wish with the healing sending signal and send that person whatever their inner child needs so that it becomes a collective energy for all of us. Visualize, feel, sense the person sitting behind you or next to you and begin to send them a ray of light right through your forehead. Allowing this light to come from the highest source of love and healing. This light is so powerful, it can overturn any wrong and release any fixations. It can transcend the limitations. You can send that to your neighbor. And as you do that, the light is passing through you too, which means you are healed too. Allow this light to go through you. Good. Keep doing that. Allow it to come through you, not from you, so that it's an unlimited energy that's passing through. Wonderful. And now also make a point by tapping your heart one more time, knowing that you have this activated energy in you to continuously use this power whenever you want more of it. It's an unlimited supply that never runs out from your higher self soul. Your soul code's energy is becoming more and more activated, more and more deeper, more and more powerful. And as you discover your archetype today, in the archetype room, now you are set up to shift this energy to a level that will be lasting with full gratitude of recognizing your deepest purpose and the gift of you. And then slowly I'll count from 1 to 5. You'll slowly come back to the room. With each count, you'll begin to incorporate deeper levels of this, making it last. 1, coming back a little more into the room. 2, knowing that each time you tap that heart center of yours or hold your heart, these energies will increasingly come up for you to have full access. 3, making a commitment to discover your archetype today and go all the way with all the tools that you need for this. 4, slowly opening your eyes. And 5, coming back into the room. Wonderful. All right. You guys did really well. You guys are all heavy-duty meditators. I didn't expect this. You guys, you're all like very amazing receivers. I noticed that, I've done many different meditations, and this felt like, wow, like lots of very powerful vessels here. Who here felt a shift of some sort? Something felt different inside you, right? Or you're carrying now something powerful with you? Good? Okay, awesome. All right. Sounds good. So I would like to complete this session with, first of all, is there any questions or anything that you want to share? Feel free to just do that anytime, okay? I would like to complete the session by having everyone stand, okay? And maybe you can come forward here, some of you. Yeah, just come beyond, yeah. Come, as many as you can. It'd be nice to have you. And what we're going to do is I want you to kind of notice your hands and the energy in your hands, okay? Raise your hand if you feel some energy in your hands. If you don't, you want more, go like this and borrow from your heart for a moment all the light energy from the angels and everything you put together, including all the collective energy, including the collective energy of this room and the hotel and all the healers together. And then go ahead and point that towards all the people. Turn around now, pointing towards all of the people here. And decide on a few people or one person and begin to see the light coming through you and sharing it to that person. Fully having certainty that this is working, right? Activate your certainty. Consciousness dictates reality. Consciousness dictates reality. That means your certainty is what injects this light. And you now have that certainty. So begin to see the other person, whatever healing challenges they may have, becoming healed. And realize that you're borrowing from the highest source of love and healing, therefore it must be. Nothing can stop it. It removes all fixations. It is from the highest source of love and healing. And you're just the channel that's coming through you, not from you. So therefore you can never run out. It's an unlimited supply of forever energy. Good. And now you can place your hands back on your heart whenever you wish. And everyone together say one positive word to the room. 1, 2, 3, go ahead and say it.
Love.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for coming. I look forward to seeing you at my booth right down here. If I see you, I will spend some time with you. I would love to get to know you. I would love to understand your archetype, give you some gifts, and help you with more tools that you can move forward with.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
I'll wait here for 2 minutes if anybody wants to talk to me. Otherwise, I'll see you guys at the booth.
Quick
Yes.
question. You mentioned the Zohar a
Yes.
couple times. Could you briefly summarize what?
Sure. If anybody wants to stay here, I'll talk about it. So the Zohar soul codes. Basically, the Zohar was the revelation through the book of Raziel that eventually was given to several key components of people, and it was always supposed to be held secret, only taught to those who basically have this readiness. It was kind of like a martial arts. First you got to train, and then you have this readiness. Around 2,500 years ago, around the same time as Jesus, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who lived at the same time, he was being persecuted by the Romans. So he went into a cave for 12 years, and for the first time in history, wrote down all the secrets of the teachings of the Zohar in a book type of way so that people can eventually benefit from it and not be lost. But it was never supposed to be written. It was supposed to always be taught from teacher to master. So I am one of the final receivers of this element. And what I have done is in the 54 books, I have made it simplified for each birth archetype from the book of Raziel and the Zohar. So not only you will have the excerpts of the Zohar in its original language, but the translation plus the commentary and the action steps and the archetypes that applies to your birth date. That's the key teaching of the Zohar. Is the date you're born from the lunar calendar, how to activate your archetype and your life purpose. That's a little short version of that. There's a lot more that we could study. There's obviously lots of spells and beautiful magic and unique mantras that are very effective on creating the reality that you want, how to put angels to work, how to request elements from angels and have them go all the way, the teachings of every single angel in its original format. Many of the things you see online just scattered around, right, all come from the teachings of the book of Raziel and Zohar. So this is like the source, and I want people to actually connect with the source, because you know what happens when you connect with the source? You just get so much more, and your world becomes connected instead of sporadically having information fly around, right? And that's a little bit about that. When you meet me at the table, you'll see that part of what you'll witness is a whole system, right? An entire system. Which allows you to be like, oh, so this is where this goes. That's what that healing goes. This is where this is my archetype. This is why I get along with these people born in this kind of archetype. This is how there's a chart that even teaches you soulmate, business types, business partnership, closeness, even cycles of karma where your soul has traveled. All of those things have become very clear through this teaching. So the goal of it is clarity and action steps. Any other questions, thoughts? All right, then I will, yeah.
You say connecting with the source. In Kundalini Yoga, they talk about opening the third eye. Would you say that's similar to that? Or?
There is a connection with this. There's a teaching that says that, everyone heard of Abraham, right? Avraham. Avraham comes from the word, have you ever heard of Braham and Sarasvati, right? Okay, so originally the teachings of Avraham and Sarah eventually turned into Braham and Sarasvati. Okay. Now, originally Abraham taught the Zohar to selected students, 70 students, right? And there's a book called the Book of Formation. You might have heard Greg Braden talk about it. He's a major discovery guy. And in this book, the Book of Formation teaches you how to use the Hebrew alphabets to create realities and to create meditations, and to even calling your soul based on name changing or adding additional spirit names, right? So in that book, in that teaching, I can't say book, it's a transmission, right? You get to experience all of these realities to tapping into the ultimate element. So when you say Kundalini in some ways is a smaller branch of the bigger aspect of the Zohar teachings that was given over and it landed somewhere, which is beautiful. All of these arts come together in beautiful ways. However, here it's like, let's see the whole source energy, right? For example, the word Om, right? The meditation Om, right, is one of these 72 names of God in the Zohar codes. And it's actually originally was taught to be said as Avameh. Later on, people made it simpler as Om, okay? It's one of the 72 names of healing, right? So there's a lot of sources that my job is here to kind of let you see the whole big picture and how it zooms into directly your archetype. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Huh? Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I love your eyes. You're like so awake. It's look at her. She's like, it's like the way she's like so alert, so here. It's beautiful.
Does it relate to the Kabbalah in any
Yes.
way?
The word Kabbalah comes from the word receiving with your full self, right? The word Kabbalah is a Hebrew word which means lekabel, means to become the receiver of the light. In Farsi it would be qabul. In Arabic it would be qibla, right? So they're pretty much all connected ultimately because many of the teachings began in the East. And then later on, it spread to the West, right? So when you tap into the original teachings, all your questions become just, your thought frame just becomes more clear, and you find more direction, and then the action steps sit well with you.
It's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun, yes. It's going to be amazing, yes. Who here feels, I'll say this and we'll complete with this. Who here feels like there's an angel by your side? Yeah? Does it have a name? No? Yours? Does it have a name? You just feel the energy? Okay. All right. What about yours?
I feel very energy. I feel like I'm in a lot of selfish things. I feel myself crying.
Oh, okay. Great. Super. That's wonderful. Let's connect with that. What's your name?
Azadeh?
Azadeh. You speak Farsi?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Azadeh means free, liberated. And the world is going through a lot now, with this 90 million people in Iran. So we want to send some positive energy there too. We have literally 90 million people trapped in this dark force that's been taken over the past 47 years. So we really want to send some positive energy. 5 minutes, thank you. I'll tell you a personal story. When I was about 9 years old, and for those, sometimes in America we're a little bit naive about what this dark force is. So I want to tell you about it. When I was 9 years old, I lived in Iran. Okay, and I went to a school where I was learning these prayers and Hebrew chants. It was a private school. But then the principal would come in the morning. He was an extremist, the same type that you're seeing right now with the regime. And he would force everyone to say death to Israel, death to America. Right? That's 40 years ago. Okay, so if you think that this is just propaganda, I lived it. 40 years ago, I was 9 years old. Okay. And I was doing the prayers, but then this guy would abusively interrupt the whole school, and you would have to say this in between, and then you would go back and pray for the whole world, including America and Israel. Right? So you're doing these Hebrew prayers, and this guy would make you do this, and then you'd go back to that, and I was a minority because I wasn't with the Muslim. I wasn't of the Muslim faith, right? And but everyone had to do it, regardless. Doesn't matter what faith you were, right? So around when I was, I'd say, I think around age, right around like a little bit after age 8 or 9, my parents decided that we need to leave, and so we actually had to leave through the desert, and go to several different countries and become refugees and come to America. Right? So that was the deal. So one day I get a thing from I'm sitting there with my dad's like, next week we're about to leave. And I'm like, what? Like, say goodbye to don't say goodbye. Yes, don't say goodbye to your friends because you're not safe if you say goodbye. So the point is that what we're experiencing in front of our hands is a 40-year plan that's been, and in America we really need some healing. We need some healing, and we need certain things to occur and certain forces to be blocked from what they're doing. Because we have a lot going on over here. So we want to send a prayer also.
Something about you left 40 years ago.
Yes.
There are people who left 800 years ago when we still live in India. We
Wow.
call them Parsi, not
Really?
Iranian. We call them Parsi.
Parsi,
They're
and
the
they live in
best-
India. They
best
live in
people
India. Oh, wow,
best
that's
people.
really interesting.
So they started coming 1200 to 800 years ago.
Wow.
We still call them Parsi.
Uh-huh.
They still continue with their, they generally don't marry outside the
It's there within their own
and
culture.
they're the best people.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I have to,
They're much, but not much.
Got it. Thank you for sharing.
all of those Parsi people are Zoroastrians.
Yes,
So
they're Zoroastrian. Yes, all.
Now, here's something that a lot of people don't know, okay? And right now there's this thing about spirituality in Iran because everybody's like, well, we went with the Muslim religion, it failed me, what do I do now, right? It destroyed my third eye connection, right, with what's happening in front of me. So a lot of people are like, well, we were Zoroastrians, right? And that's what we connect with, right? So, because that's what Iran had its history with from many, many thousand years ago. But what a lot of people don't know is that one of the first Zoroastrians, this is really interesting discovery. One of the first Zoroastrians was actually Abraham's father. So now you have a complex here because the religious version of the Muslim element, which is what we see in front of us, the political version of it, has all its elements of corruption, right? Then you have people who are like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. I'm going to go and connect with Zoroastrian. And then you're going to find out that the Zoroastrian is related to Abraham, right? Who, if you follow the political version, becomes this, but if you follow the spiritual version of it, it's a whole different thing. So in a way, no matter what you do, we're all end up being somehow connected, right? So the question is, what do you do? Because you're like, oh, now I'm Zoroastrian, and then you end up with this. Oh, now I'm Christian. Oh, you end up with its roots at the Torah. Oh no, I come from Adam and Eve and Raziel, right? So ultimately, we're all energy, and we're all healing energy. We're all powerful energy. We're all one, and we want to bring that unity and oneness. And when there's pain, usually we seek something, right? When this didn't work, we seek something else. When that didn't work, we seek something else. But ultimately, all this seeking leads to more pain if we don't see the oneness of it all at the top, right? And so I want to invite everyone to send a lot of positive energy to this region of the world, the East, right? I want to send a lot of positive energy to a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are going through real difficult stuff. A lot of people are losing value in their money. You know, their $100,000 or their $1,000 is now worth $10 based on the inflation and all the things that the ratio to the dollar, everything in the world, right? So you're working the same work, you get the same hourly pay, but it only pays for 10 loaves of bread instead of your rent. Right? So we want to send a lot of positive energy to these parts of the world that really need light. We do live really beautiful lives in America. We don't realize it because it's just given a little bit, So we just want to take a moment and do that. And I want to invite all of you to feel free to come visit me, and I will definitely spend some private time with you. I would love to get to know each and every one. God bless you. Thank you.
So the next session will also be here. The next speaker.
I guess so. Yes.
The first one, right?
Yes.
I think all the speeches are here.
All right. I'm good.
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Dr. Nick.
How to lose weight, right?